Hello, we're back and going into game number 2.
Yep. If you guys are just joining us, we sadly did not cast game 1. That was all the Korean casters. But we've now synced up and we should be together for the rest of the broadcast. So this is 1-0 for Symbol over KeeN currently.
Yeah, I saw the kind of tail end of that game. It was a very long one on King Sejong. Lots of ultras and stuff. But alright, Frost is the Master of KeeN then, I guess.
Yep.
And in the top right, he spawns as the yellow Terran. Dope and KeeN.
And his opponent on the other side is going to be, of course, the more creative Korean that we've seen lately, Symbol.
Yeah. He's been fun. Simple has always been a pretty fun Zerg, though. There was a time where I think he was more fun than not. He was going for like baneling drops and whatnot with everyone else, and it was really fun to watch. And then it was kind of like, I don't know. I actually stopped being a fan of Symbol for a while because I think he stopped being imaginative and cool tactics and stuff. But I feel like he's coming back to it. Come back to weirder things like queen drops and stuff.
The queen drops were exceptional. I remember those really standing out to me, kind of going like, oh, this guy is playing different. How weird is that, right? But I don't know. One of the things going into this for KeeN is like we talk about him so much in the foreign cups because Symbol doesn't show up over there. We see KeeN all the time for Corsair cups and whatnot. And he hasn't shown us anything too amazing. And I don't know. I'm getting to this point where I'm just losing faith in him. Like, I hate to say it, but KeeN will once in a blue moon have a good game, and that seems to be what it's limited to.
Yeah. It's really hard, I feel, for KeeN to be cast by us so often, because he's not dominating like Beyond, so I don't give him high praise, but he's not like, oh, this guy's gonna lose, like Tails. Like, we have like fairly high expectations of him, but he then loses and disappoints us.
I need to double check on Olimoleague here, but if my suspicions are correct, I mean, like, I always remember him losing to every Zerg he plays against in foreign cups, right? Comes up against the Laser, comes against Guru, like, always seems to go in the favor of Zerg.
Well, yeah, those are the finals, though. That's what I was going to bring up, is that he got to the finals, he actually beat a Laser in one of them, or beat Guru in one of them, and then lost
Oh,
to...
those were the weeks I wasn't there for, I think.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I'm kind of like, we have fairly high expectations of him, but he doesn't consistently perform, so sometimes he can be... Yeah,
going off of match history on Olimoleague, like again, people loses to Bly, loses to a Laser. Like, those are the games I guess I remember most and seem to stand out to me. I mean, Guru as well in the Corsair Cup 30 finals. So I don't know. Those are foreign Zerg. We've talked about how different foreign Zerg versus Korean Zerg are, but Symbol's playing a lot more like a foreign Zerg than a Korean Zerg, if you know what I'm saying.
He's playing interesting, and Frost was actually in these positions, no less. Where he showcased those queen drops to defend what was a 4th base down here. I'm not sure who it was against. It would be funny if it was against KeeN, because they both are playing in the Olimoleague pretty consistently, but I'm not sure if it was. A little funny that both of them were afraid of each other's aggression. KeeN didn't want to be caught off guard by Lings if he got the last scout, same with Symbol for the Reaper, so they kept a lot of the units at home for like an extra 30 seconds. KeeN still being very careful. He wants to take the Overlord. He doesn't want to lose the Marines. I like this, though. The Reaper will be able to save them, and he gets an Overlord. Nicely done by KeeN.
Yeah, chasing back those Lings pretty easy, and that Reaper should be able to chase down what's left, because even if they have speed kick in, the Reaper's just got too much. But that being said, one of the things we do see kind of be the roadblock for Terran, not just the fact that it's ultras and hive tech, but this map, once upon a time back in HOTS, like, this was a great map for drops. Are you kidding me? High ground, lots of areas to attack, 3 or 4 locations at a time. But we don't see a lot of people get away with that anymore. And it has become what feels a lot more about, like, death pushes and other things.
Yeah. Well, KeeN is going for the faster drops. So we'll start off with drops, but it's less about the bouncing up and down. It's more about creep cleanup, which the queens are now setting down. Quick cleanup.
Queen up. I was thinking that exact same thing too. Pull that Kerrigan clip. Thinking the same thing.
Yeah. Queen creep cleanup. It's kind of hard to say. That's a lot of Lings, though. I mean, he knows the build. Does he know specifically? No. But he saw how many Marines there are, and it's a good guess anyway. So I think he does realize what's going on. But this is a nice amount of Lings, and they're coming out just fast enough that Had he sent all of them across the map, they would have been able to get it past the wall, but it wouldn't have been worth it. Unless they had banelings accompanying them. KeeN go ahead and, like, just, yeah, as he picks up his Marines, fulfill that wall off, because Symbol would love to get in there when there's no Marines. That would be fantastic. KeeN is going to go for the drops, not the cleanup, and this is, believe it or not, the more dangerous of the two. Like, the cleanup, you can even run away. You don't necessarily have to pick up. But when it comes to dropping in a Zerg's main base, it's scouted first of all, and second of all, Queens might be there already on creep. So.
Yeah, I like this kind of swoop that KeeN just did. He knew he got scouted, so tries to use that to almost like double bluff trick his opponent. Now he is going to be on cleanup duty. I don't know if he can really get behind this mineral line. The Lings are already here.
Yep, there they go. Queen's focus fire on the medevacs, of course. KeeN trying to micro his heart out here, but if he's losing Marines, then he's still losing too much, in my opinion. If you have one full medevac left over, that's okay. Ideally, you have both and you just run away. But he lost more than that, and this is not even a very useful drop to keep out in the map. He's got to bring it home.
No, I mean, he ran through so much, and I guess the further you are running away from your medevacs, the more likely Lings are to kill you. But this this attack isn't the end of KeeN. It's just not a good start to this game, that's for certain.
KeeN is going for not a third command center first, yet double engineering base. It is usually like one hard path to the next hard path, like either an all-in follow-up type deal or double engineering bay third CC, but a little bit more middle as he gets his production set up. Again, unfortunately, like, I guess he's got this drop going on, and it does take out quite a few drones. Let's say 9, I think, combined with a couple over at that third base. It makes it not so bad. Lings do pop that Widow Mine, and he did pull most of the drones away. Symbol is on a low counts. He's supply blocked as well, and while the aggression at the third base looked like it failed, I guess it did stop Symbol from droning too hard. Third base only just getting his gases. Lair is done, but will he go for a Spire and Invitation Pit? Well, the answer is neither, because he doesn't have enough minerals or gas. Or not gas. He hasn't even started +2/+2. I think he definitely mismanaged his macro here. I don't know the exact build orders, to be honest, but I'm pretty sure you're going to want more gases as that Lair finishes up for Centrifugal Hooks, 2/2, and then maybe eventually a Spire and Invitation Pit, but he can't even start 2/2, and I think that is a problem. Drop comes back in here. Just being as annoying as possible with what limited drops he does have. Scan went down somewhere. It looks like there was an attempted Baneling drop, or Ling drop. Oh, it killed. I think, what is that, 10 extra workers? This focus fires workers for Symbol, however, so now it's 17 workers killed for Symbol, or for KeeN on Symbol.
I know, it's always, you always nail how to say that until that one time you don't. You're like, wait a minute. Does this sound right?
Wait a second. Yeah.
Both plays go for 2/2 around similar timing, so we're not going to see some big leap up in upgrades as we sometimes do in the matchup. Not initially, at least. Widow Mine's also on deck. We've been seeing more and more Widow Mines reapproach themselves into the matchup. Great ways to do it with Banelings, but unfortunately do require a lot of luck sometimes.
This TVZ almost reminds me of that TVZ with Violet versus Kelzer last night, where it's like, technically Symbol's doing all the right steps, right? He's got Queens, he's got Lings and Banelings, he's got pretty decent creep spread. Probably the best thing going for him right now. But everything's just a little bit too late. And it's not necessarily because he took massive amounts of damage and is recovering, but he did, you know, miss macro as he was cleaning up the drop, and future drops did end up catching him off guard. He's down 20 army supply. His upgrades are even with the Terran instead of, you know, 30 seconds ahead, and he still doesn't have anything else with this lair.
Future drops. If only he had a diary that could see all that coming.
Ha! I get it.
There you go. I'm stupid. Anyways, surround on this. It's kind of funny watching the Lings be unable to chip away at these correctly, and the hatchery actually goes down. What?
Yeah.
Alright, that was a little bit surprising. I guess a small attack with Lings did run by to the third base of KeeN, but didn't disrupt too much, and KeeN's actually pushing now into the creeps on the natural. A lot of tumors just went down.
Yeah, that's a lot of vision going down to that right side of your main base. A couple of Banelings were made in defensive positioning. so KeeN just gets out of there. But I put KeeN in a very, very nice position after killing that 4th base, after keeping Symbol in such a low drone count for so long. Symbol only recently got up to 61, which isn't even that impressive. That'd be like the bare minimum 2 minutes ago. Upgrades are going to be even up here, and the creep spread at the front is still looking good, but that's one scan away from being back to terrible. And Symbol, I don't know if he can push KeeN all the way back to replant that.
I will say, though, I do like the amount of creep tumors that have been buying him time, though. This run by is going to be kind of cute. Ooh, those are Banelings heading towards the main with a drop. One goes off on the Lings, but doesn't hit the Banelings. That 3rd base under attack. SCV's pulled away. Banelings not going to go off on too much. But now the drop commences in the natural, and oh, those SCVs are stacked. Oh, my God.
Yeah. There's a drop in the main too, though, so a lot of action happening everywhere. Inevitably, one person is going to mess up. Symbol loses his spawning pool, might lose his hide, but the Baneling's going to roll in just in time. Oh, just in time. He still doesn't have a 4th base, and that is complicating a lot of issues. Symbol, he's dealing with the drops okay, but it has not been great since the 2nd drop rolled around. At least he sniped that one. Hive's going to finish, and he could go for the Ultralisk, but he just doesn't have a lot of economy to really back that up. He's going to get 3 Ultras with plating, maybe. And then not much else beyond that. Stimming kind of hurt the Marines. They're already so low. Attack in the middle could go poorly for KeeN, as the Widow Mines don't get great hits, but there's not a lot of Lings left over. Only a handful of Banelings. He might be able to rally and win.
Well, if Symbol can keep buying time, he is moving Ultras. He is on Hive Tech. It's not like he's been stalled out in the middle of the game with bad trades. I mean, it's been bad trades, let's be honest. But if he can get those Ultras out, maybe that's the game changer.
No,
Hive in the main going to be going down here soon. Ling's going to try and get on top of the Marines. Nice surround. Good surface area, and he will keep the Hive alive for just a little bit longer.
He's got Vipers on the way. I wonder if that's to abduct the medevac so we can kill them. It's going to be for something. Symbol is holding on. KeeN does not take a 4th base as a planter, rather just takes his 3rd. So he was pretty dedicated with all of that attacking, and I think the only reason Symbol is really holding on still is the creep spread in the middle of the map. Whenever KeeN was pushing aggressively, it was always on a good deal of creep. Still the case, too. Ultra's on the way out. He managed to not only fit in plating, but 3-3.
I mean, Liberators are on the way, and there are solutions to this eventually going to come out. But right now, like, this is not looking bad. If Symbol can get them out, but it's like clutch timings. We got Vipers also consuming. That's a little bit odd to see. Rip.
Oh god, they died. Those are kind of expensive. That was a lot of gas to put into maybe like another Ultra.
Oh, those Ultras. Oh, he's got to transfuse it. He's got to transfuse it.
There we go. Transfuse it before you transfuse it. Oh, no!
Oh, you stole my joke. He's going to lose. Chitin is plating, actually. This is massive. 3-3 alone on the Ultras isn't going to cut it.
I had that joke first. I remember. It was like back in Copa America 2 years ago. Oh, Jesus. That was close. Yes, dog. Okay, Symbol is gonna die, I think. Those Ultras were his last chance.
If Chitin is played and completed, coming up against a player who did not have Ghosts, who had very low Liberator counts, I think he could have brought this back. But I agree, like, it's too far. There's not even support for the Ultras either. It's just like 3 clunky Ultras, a couple of transfuses to go into them. And I think KeeN is about to tie up a Series 1-1.
Yeah.
Look how fast they die when they don't have Chitinous plating. It's so silly.
Yeah. As silly as they look when they do have Chitinous plating, they look equally silly without it.
Right? It's either extreme positive or extreme negative.
It's hard to be a Zerg player. GG!
Alright, Tough Life. KeeN ties it up 1-1. Nicely done. But keeping with tradition, even though we did only cast out 1 game, guys, we're going to squeeze in a small commercial break as we hop into Game 3, so don't go anywhere. Again, still 2 semifinals and the grand finals after this.
Wow, there we go. New Gettysburg, as it was Symbol's map choice, of course. Of course. The winner of this will face Byun. And that will be the first semifinals we cast, because Byun has been waiting the longest. Is the rumor. And by rumor, I mean Olivia literally said that.
So I actually have logic I'd like to fight on that with, actually.
Okay.
Where you gotta consider, okay, so Byun, and only Byun was waiting the longest. But the other two combined are probably waiting longer because it's 2 people waiting.
Yeah, I think she goes by the one person waiting the longest, though. I mean, I could see arguments for both sides. So, take it up with the admin. She'll actually respond to you.
Because there's other ones that won't. I get it. WCS jokes. Anyways, getting into game number 3, guys. It's tied up 1 apiece. Spawning the bottom left side of New Gettysburg. It's going to be the pink Zerg player, Symbol.
Dun, dun, dun. Bottom right as the yellow Terran. He's KeeN on that super cool Terran clan.
I really hope Symbol wins this, actually, over KeeN. And that's nothing to do with play style or skill or anything, but I just think it's going to make for one of the most diverse Olimoleague semifinals we've seen in a long time. It'll be TVP on one side, TVZ on the other, and possibly not a TVT finals.
You mean we won't just have 4 Terrans in the finals? Or
that's what I'm saying.
Wow.
If you can believe me, that's what I'm saying.
Wow. I can't believe it.
But in all seriousness, like, if KeeN advances, cool. As long as whoever deserves it deserves it. I mean, Beyond's gonna be a tough opponent no matter who goes up against him. But
yeah.
I think for me, I'm really looking forward to that top side. I want to see where Neeb does. I want to see if Neeb lands up in those finals. And I do want to stress, Beyond has actually expressed fear at playing against Neeb before.
Yeah. I think a lot of players are gonna be very afraid of him. The good news is, if Beyond wants to, he'll be able to watch. Well, I mean, I guess if he wins, because he'll be playing first. But then he'll be able to watch Neeb versus Gumiho to see what his opponents are doing, his potential opponents are doing. Gotta get through this one first, however. 6 lanes are on the way. This was Symbol's map choice. The first map they played on was King Sejong Station. And it did go in favor of Symbol in a very long macro game. One where we probably didn't take as much damage as they did last game when it comes to those drops. Came out a couple moments where he almost was over-aggressive, but I'm still a little shocked Symbol he didn't flop necessarily, but really was so affected by the drops. The one that killed drones, okay, that literally directly affects your economy, but it was less so about that and more so about the first drop that didn't seem to do very much, stopping Symbol from getting to a good drone count. He just wasn't getting drones, he was getting too many lings.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll make the same mistake here.
Thank you to Hoof09. 6 months on that reset button, says Olivia for DreamHack admin. Uh-oh. I accept that call to arms.
I would vote for her.
I'd vote for her.
That's a lot of lings on the way, and Symbol might be looking to bust KeeN? Not a Baneling bust, though, just a ling bust. I hope your units are on the front just, doing nothing, but KeeN actually goes for, funnily enough, the one time the bunker diagonal build would do really, really great, as this means the lings can't get a full surround, and if they try and go to the SCV line, the SCV's just pulled here. Because if KeeN goes for the wall off at the front, that's when the ling flood is very good, and will kill a lot of his Bloody Bows and a lot of SCVs. So Symbol probably shouldn't even commit to this. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, I think he's just faking. He just wants the SCVs off the mineral line. Did I like my sound effects?
Yeah, those are almost as good as Rifkin sound effects.
Thank you. It's high praise. Couple Marines getting loaded up. To kill the Overlord. It's like, this isn't a very convincing drop. Symbol goes for a bit of an older school style, not quite the 2-base Spire that we see Bly bringing back, but still a Spire before upgrades, which is very old-fashioned when you consider how fast Zergs get their upgrades nowadays, in the last 6 months, basically. When I say 6 months, I still think that 6 months ago was December. I need to fix that.
You know what? I think I'm actually in that same category. I didn't really consider that till just now.
Great. Feels great.
Feels like just yesterday I had to deal with your bullshit farting all over the apartment that we lived in together.
I don't know why you're trying to make this a thing. Like, no one believes you.
Bless you. By the way, I did not realize Citizen820 also donated me $20 on my personal PayPal. It says, hey, keep up the great work. So, sir, you are a generous bastard, and I thank you kindly for it.
That's rude.
Okay, I meant that in a good way.
Yeah.
It actually, I feel like if you heard me say that sincerely in the way I just did, it sounds more sincere than if I was like using very polite words, which would, I think, for me, come across as sarcastic.
I get what you're saying.
Oh, aren't you just the upstanding gentleman? Thank you kindly for that donation. Like, tell me that doesn't sound sarcastic.
Well, you said it with a tone.
That's how I would say it. I said the other one with a tone.
Maybe, I think you would say more like, well, thank you. Actually, it's really hard to say, well, thank you. Without doing it. You an upsetting gentleman. Thank you very much would be something that you would do.
Anyway, either way, thank you kindly, and I do mean it. Ling's going to be chasing underneath the medevac. I always love watching this action. Let me in! No, I got it. No, I got it. So it looks like the mutas will deal with this. This boost comes out full down.
Target fire the damn medevac. There you go. It was so close to dead. I don't know why it wasn't. Alright, so that doesn't do anything. It's unfortunate. Vikings clearing up a couple of overlords. This Liberator is able to retreat with the knowledge of where the mutas are. KeeN did go for double upgrades. Where's that third CC? There it is. It's like, nope. He didn't quite realize mutas would be out so quickly, and not, you can't be blamed for that. No one goes for this. Well, not many people go for this build anymore. It's a very particular timing on the mutas. Not quite super early enough to be like, oh shit, like I need missile turrets, but not quite late enough to, yeah, commence dropping. They got some alive looking turrets here. Kind of, almost a wall. Needs like one more missile turret here. But ideally keeping the mutas from flying all the way in and killing things that are in the back. That's a regular turret.
I am a little bit concerned that this is a 2-base build out of KeeN. And what I mean is, like, the third CC is up and he's moving around. Like, this should be a thing where he's already on 3 bases. Creep's gonna spread and deny this a little bit longer. I mean, the mutas have limited... They're very limited on what they can do. Even though he's going for more, I actually don't like that he's going for more, as a side note. But even though he's going for more, they're not gonna be able to harass too much. There's Liberators, there's gonna be turrets. But KeeN's production... It's weird the way he put emphasis. He, like, halfway put emphasis on it while he was moving towards that third. So I didn't know how dedicated this would be. But as we see, even a Link darts in here underneath this. Oh, Symbol even forces a scan out of it. I mean, this is the most denied / expensive third to take.
Yeah. He was right to retreat with it, too. It's like he could have taken it sooner, but that further delay sucked. Upgrade's going to be in favor of KeeN. That is certainly one thing Symbol gives up for what is hopefully good control over the game with the mutas. Whoops, a daisy. Which you can still get. Like, it's more difficult with Liberators, as they can fly around just as easily as the mutas. Very different than when Marines had to stem back, or when Thors had to be picked up and moved around. But yeah, you can still get in here, especially if you have eyes on where the Liberators are. Similar as how you can technically drop versus someone with mutas if you have eyes on where the mutas are. As this one, you know, this one could technically try and get around, but not gonna happen. The creep spread is not very impressive in the amount of tumors, but it is impressive for being only one tumor on each side.
It looks pretty.
It does. Like, it's seriously just one creep tumor.
I would love if New Gettysburg actually has some sort of weird Easter egg where, like, on that bridge it would spill over like a waterfall or something. Connect to the creep that's down below, underneath this rubble. Anyways, actually the air blockers end up screwing the mutas here a little bit, forcing a dogfight, but it ends up going better for him than I think Symbol expected, and the Liberators go down. Turret's still not done. The Marines are overstimmed.
It's almost like the air blockers helped split the mutas for Symbol.
I know, right? In a way they helped, in a way it screwed them. It could have gone either way, different realities and all that. Lots of Lings and Bailings burrowed to the north, by the way. At some point, they're not just sitting up there open and exposed, they are burrowed way up there in the north.
There they go. Widow mines are burrowing, though. Oh, be careful. Okay.
Nice splits with the Lings, though. The Banelings actually don't eat any of the Widow mine shots.
The SCVs have a lot of advanced notice, though, and do just get pulled away, but there's that sneaky little burrow that KeeN might not have noticed.
I mean, the turret there on the right side just barely doesn't see that. That's seriously got to be like a pixel or two out of the turret range. Now, this is where right now, you can't unburrow. There's Marines waiting. Give this a minute or two, distract with the mutas. Suddenly, you can unload those and go right to that mineral line. And I'm hoping to see. I will keep my eye on those Bailings time we go. I will yell. I will shriek when those finally get pulled up. Actually, the Marines might just get baited on top of it with the mutas. That could work too. Oh my God! Detonate those Bailings! Oh my God! Symbol just killed so many workers. Or
Nicely
Marines.
done. I love this almost like return tactic about the hidden burrowed units here. It could have worked. KeeN is probably trying to bait the mutas, same as the mutas are trying to bait the Marines. I hope these go off in retaliation.
I particularly enjoy this because we did just finish discussing this, like with, I think it was Adepts, talking about like, you know, do you invest in Burrow versus Protoss? At some point, it's not going to be worth it. So I don't know. I like it. Little small things here and there out of Symbol really impressing me.
This is 17 mutas. It was at 20. Lost a few, clearly. But 17 mutas with double upgrades, 1-1. They can, yeah, without a missile turret, without a handful of Marines, they're going to take on production. And they have to come running back here, but he's stimming Marauders back accidentally. And it's not helping. Widow Mines are sniped off. He could technically trade with these Marines, but there's not a point to. He'll just leave.
I'm positive there's two things going on for KeeN right now. Oh, first off, these Widow Mines going to try and get some good hits, but they mostly hit the legs. The Banlings left mostly untouched. Looks like it will be enough to help clean this up. Oh, the medevacs actually aren't healing those Marines, so maybe not going to be the case. And barely left with anything remaining. Everything else was chasing the mutas.
Yeah.
Let's just say two important things happening for KeeN right now. One, a little bit of astonishment, I'm sure. Like, mutas? How did they get away with so much? I've got turrets, I had liberators. I couldn't kill them. WTF. Secondly, I don't know that he's been paying attention to the flow of the game, noting that Ultralisks would be coming out around now. I mean, there's been so much focus around these mutas and defending at home. I don't even know if he scouted the hive, much less know the timing of this. Okay, he does see the hive in the Ultra Scav, and I should take that back, so I don't know if he scanned or what the deal was. But he's definitely focusing too much on everything else. The Ghost Academy only just now comes down. Meanwhile, 6 Ultras are about to hatch, 3 3s, about 30% of the way through, and chitinous plating is going to finish any moment. Like, this is something where KeeN is going to have to play very, very, very carefully, because he can't afford to lose anything at this point.
He's the first Ultralisk. You're just going to have to assume at this point, with the lack of pressure he's been able to put on, that they're going to have plating soon. So I don't know why he's still out in the middle of the map. He's got to go back to a defensive position. Bye.
Farewell, Korean broadcaster.
Bye-bye. Forever. He's got to split against these Banelings. Plating isn't quite done on the Ultralisk, but the Banelings trying to get those really good hits. Don't really get them. Plating's still not done. Plating's still not done. Plating's gonna be done. He's done.
Chasing really far into this without plating, but there, now that it's done, it's still, as we can see, focus fire good out of KeeN. These Ultras just being kited. They need support of legs or Banelings or anything else.
Too. Oh my god, can KeeN do this? If only it started microing when they didn't have plating, they'd all be dead by now.
Right?
Oh, Jesus. Oh my god, he's gonna kill the last Ultralisk.
Okay, so well handled out of KeeN on the defense, and he needed that too. But it's not like Symbol's totally screwed with this, right? Like, he had a bank behind this. He's still spending it. I think Larva actually Larva's not a problem. He's just not spending his money. But losing the mutas was pretty tough. Losing the mutas was pretty rough.
Yeah, that was very much so like, oh, I can win with this. Let's do this. Oh, shit. Oh, well. Kind of thinking right there. Because, I don't think he's going to remake the mutas. Maybe he's going to start making corruptors to help deal with liberators that are on the way out. KeeN is able to keep his command center alive, even if it was floating in the middle of the map, and that will be a pretty important location for a planetary. He did get a Ghost Academy. I kind of forgot about that. That was the first thing he got. So he's trying to afford ghosts. He needs the Mule Hammer for sure. Transfer the SCVs. Oh no, Lings. Lings, Lings, Lings. Lings, Lings. And the 3-3 Adrenal Glandlings. Yeah, those SCVs never stood a chance. Oh, so annoying.
And the worst part is, like, those Widow Mines aren't even going to guarantee safety either.
Yeah. They get to get some really stupid hits. Okay, he realizes. He noticed. These Lings, however, and these are 3-3 Lings, like a second not pulling the SCVs away, and so many are going to go down. Oh, but the big army engagement's about to happen. I don't think he has enough Ghosts or Liberators. His planetary is going to be forfeit. There's too many Banelings and Ultras. Oh, bye-bye.
Yeah. The residual splash damage just killing the SCVs destroyed that planetary. Oh, we got Corruptors coming up next, which is kind of interesting to see. The Fungals interrupt, the Snipes going to be great, but Symbol's now retreating down a very narrow hallway. Uh-oh.
That would have been really terrible.
Ultralisk.
Oh, there's poor infestors.
I got this, guys. Everyone else, go for it. I'll hold them back.
I'm feeling a little bit of lag, are you?
I was not. But Symbol.
Oh. Okay. Well, that was...
I guess KeeN said that's a little too much losing the planetary.
Yeah, it was. Like, he was going to lose the game, but it's funny he didn't even bother having a fight go down. So that's going to send Symbol into the semifinals to face off against Beyond, and that will be the first semifinals cast. I actually got to talk to the admin for a second here about what we're doing.
Yeah, we'll go to commercial break either way, guys. Just stick around and we'll see you soon.